just a big lad.
Big boy. And so is Scale. Maybe that's why they love each other, but we love getting into the game as we are live on app number 1. Rapha on Scale right now. On the Mega, on the LG, has almost everything he needs. A little bit of rocket in his pocket, and then he could just go full attack mode.
Certainly will indeed. I'm interested to see psygib's plan with the Eisen on Corrupted Keep. Definitely has something he wants to do, or trying to initiate, or so we can do with it. But Rapha has him on the back foot, does have that heavy machine gun to play the range game if he needs to. Realises that, oh, they're not a bad predicted rocket there. He knew he was going that way, just more about timing rather than prediction. So that was a good rocket from him just to do a fair amount of damage to psygib. He's going to bull rush towards the heavy just in case he doesn't get it, but also tank some damage along the way. But look at this, so you can see Rapha's after blood. He's trying to chase him into that red room. Not something Rapha normally does. He's normally a bit more unpredictable, but maybe he's been more unpredictable, doing something more predictable. I don't know. It's you know, there is a lot of mind games. You're absolutely right. You know, with how Rapha normally plays, he's dropping down bottom mid, manages to take him down. That was lovely stuff. A nice way to get that first frag in the first minute.
Looking for a little bit more as the rocket almost right on target, just a little bit off there. Does have the bull rush back, deals with Timmy rather quickly. This might be bad news for psygib if he gets caught off guard. Rapha, really no armor to his name. So psygib, wow, taking a lot of machine gun damage coming out of the telly there. And Rapha's really good at just getting all that free unreturned damage.
Yeah, when the percentage of luck's in his favour in terms of predicting what his opponent's going to do, he seems to be able to read him 9 times out of 10. It's extremely annoying, which is why sometimes you've got to be a little bit more cautious against Rapha, or sometimes be super over-aggressive and try and throw him off what he could be predicting. It's, you know, there's a lot of things you can say. He's coming with the shotgun, and he's still alive on 11 HP. He's going to be really healing in the red room. We'll pick up all those health bubbles, so looking okay for now. Heavy is coming up next 13 seconds. Well, funny enough, both items actually not segregated back much at all, literally by about a second. But still, let's see what one Rapha is going to go for. If it'll be a gentleman's agreement, and they'll be splitting towards both items.
Those rockets from psygib earlier were absolutely mental. Almost taking him down, gets caught out. There's a little boop off the map. See you later, psygib. And just like that, dropping the shoulder does big damage, but now needs to be careful. Good retaliation right off the spawn from psygib. Bullying his way right into Rapha's face. Rapha caught in an awkward position, but the rockets right in the face of psygib. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's still early days. Rapha has a little bit of a shaky LG, but everything else is just fine.
Wow.
Oh, that's not fine, though. That rocket, what a way to respond to Rapha. Another good rocket again. The rockets today we've seen so far, I thought it's doing ridiculous.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I don't know what's happening, but I love it. More rocket highlights forever, please. As the LG crossing the streams, not a lot of damage from either player here. Rapha making sure he grabs that light before making his way over to the heavy. Timmy in an awkward position there, not really in a supportive position for this heavy. So that's going to be essentially a free heavy for Rapha. A little bit of rocket damage on the way out, but he's going to be okay with that. And now he has the mega timing as well, seeing psygib just making his escape, and just a little boop around the corner as well. psygib pushing in with LG now, missing with that rocket, but the rocket from Rapha won't miss, and will he bull rush his way? No. It was just a rocket. Almost squished him, though.
I must say, we normally know psygib as one of those methodical players who likes to choose his, you know, in terms of decision making, he's very wise on what he would like to select, but we're seeing a lot more of an aggressive approach from psygib, which I'm not going to lie. Even though he's down 4-1, I like it. I really, really do, and I want us to try and see more of that, because I just feel like some of the kills have just not gone in his favour, and he can definitely turn that around if he continues this pressure. As already he's done a lot to Rapha, 16 HP, but you can see psygib is in the same boat. He's going to try and go for the health bubble, so, oh, what a rocket. And another one for you. Another one.
Another one. Rapha with the disrespect on Timmy. The gauntlet play heard around the world. Does grab the mega. A little bit of machine gun damage as well, as the LG won't reach from psygib, but wisely swaps to machine gun, tries to rocket the exit, and doesn't really get a lot of damage. And again, those little fights where Rapha can get 60, 70 damage essentially unreturned is just huge. It's a huge part of Rapha's game, able to take those angles and positions and know that I can get this free damage without taking anything in return.
Definitely right there. 5 minutes left, just at the halfway mark. Psygib, I still think he's looking very, very good. As long as he continues on. I know some of the frags haven't gone his way in terms of the engagements, but I still think he's playing perfectly fine. As long as he continues this and doesn't let his mental fortitude get in the way, then, oh, that's not the way to do it. But Psygib's actually doing a great job just trying to stay alive. Does get taken down, but if he goes for the trade, he may be okay, he may be able to recover, but so there's nowhere to be seen. Looks like he's going to go for the rockets and then chase him down, which is perfectly understandable. It's going to stop him from getting heavy. Can he clean him up, though? Yes, he will. So good play from psygib. That's exactly what we expected from him. And now you see rapha going for the trade of his own after being on that rocket spawn. Has to deal with the turret straight afterwards, and still, the rocket as well is still trying to finish him up with the machine gun. Not going to happen because he's actually got a heavy machine gun and he had more HP as well. So psygib bringing it back here for you.
Yeah, it's like, wow, that LG. Rapha able to put the beat on him as well, but psygib made him float for a second there. 2 frags up, 6 minutes in, and psygib looking pretty strong as Rapha jumps over that rocket and right down onto the heavy. psygib definitely keeping it close, keeping this competitive. Here's Rapha gets stuck up against the statue. Bull rushes, somehow connects, does big damage, and now the shotgun blast will do it. Wow.
That was just amazing. And even then, you know, just simple strat, just timing the rocket. As soon as he heard the first one blow, just went straight in and then cleaned him up with a shotgun. That was beautiful stuff, because he knew that if he took a direct or at least a heavy amount of damage, he wouldn't have the HP to be able to tank it, and he would have been taken down. And it would have been a much closer affair. So 7-4, 3.5 minutes left. Plenty of time for psygib to make this work if he can. But not looking good so far, as he does pick up the mega, but at what cost, as he's taking a huge amount of damage. And rapha just barely moved, just pretty much stood in the same position, pretty much like a statue, just trying to do so much towards psygib's HP. And now the stack has dwindled massively. Things are starting to slowly get out of control with the way rapha's just standing his ground, just making sure that, you know, he's been a massive nuisance for every item. And this is just great stuff from rapha. Again, extends his lead further, 3 minutes left.
Yeah, just starting to go full bully mode here as he gets great damage on the mega. As if it weren't even picked up. psygib is looking around like, I had a mega, I swear. What happened to it? Rockets from long distance, not the best play as rapha swaps to machine gun. Needs to be careful of. Timmy does deal some good damage, and psygib with a nice little trap there. Won't convert on the frag, but does have rapha on the ropes.
Yeah, he certainly does indeed. Still some room there for him to work with, but yeah, time is ticking. He needs to do something now, really, before anything else. And I love that the ball is just, again, tanking a small amount of damage to go for that mega. It is on 60 HP, needs to back away. He can't take that engagement. It's going to pick up the light and see if he can recover with any of the health bubbles lying by. Heavy's up in the next 5 seconds. He's trying to see if he's still in the red room, which he will find him. The chase may be on. He's still got the heavy machine gun to use to not only take down the turret, but to play the range game towards the heavy, but decides to back away anyway. Knows the mega will be up in the next 5 seconds, and will psygib find him here? He will now after that first rocket. He's going to see if he can push him towards the mega mid engagement, which he does. Good stuff from him, and he's just wasting so much time now for psygib to have any kind of opening or room for an opportunity to come back in this game.
Yeah, and even if psygib can get a kill and run the spawns, just melting through that stack is going to be so difficult. So 1:30, and rapha looks to be on his way to yet another map victory. Big defensive rocket, can't land the follow-up midair, but has psygib in a bad way here. Timmy goes down for a little insurance, and rapha just knows that I don't even have to chase this. Let me stay alive, keep my stack, grab the mega, and just keep zoning psygib out of the map.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself, as rapha now continues to keep his distance, knowing that it's just a matter of time. The clock is ticking, a minute left, 5 kills in 60 seconds. If he doesn't get this kill, then that's going to be pretty much it. Well, let's be real, it's going to be pretty much it anyway. A miracle has to pretty much happen here, almost mathematically impossible. As psygib trying to do everything he can, does get one, but still needs 4 in 45 seconds.
Ooh, and that rocket. I don't even know how rapha hit that. It doesn't even matter anymore. I don't even know if rapha knows how he hits half the things he hits. He sees into the future, Lethal, as psygib throws down Timmy, tries to aggress a little bit, but cannot. Does not have the stack, still down 4. And it's only a matter of time now. 20 seconds away from rapha putting this one in the bag. And I think it was a pretty strong performance from psygib, but he just, I don't even know if it would be called ABC game was too strong from rapha, but he just played a really sound game as rapha does, and rapha, ooh, into the corner and just bullies him. There's another one.
Another one. Yeah, that's said and done now. I still, yeah, I completely agree. Psygib for the first like 5-6 minutes was like superb. Okay, fair enough. He had a 2-3 frag deficit. Fair enough. But what you understand is it's just how he approached Rapha in every engagement. It was perfect. The way he should be, you know, baiting a lot of the items. He's trying to keep his distance, make sure that he gives Rapha a lot of trouble. Don't give him so much map superiority in many different ways. And then afterwards, it just spiraled a little bit. I think it wasn't the fact that Psygib panicked in any way. It was just the fact that Psygib had that extra aggression. And I really think that helped him a lot more compared to his methodical approach. But then afterwards, you know, trying to contest the items at a massive disadvantage. And that's where things went even more downhill from there.
Yeah, just all these bull rushes. Just really well utilized from Rapha. Getting the max damage, good follow-ups as well. But well played to psygib. I mean, you're going up against the end boss, right? We keep calling Rapha that, so I don't think it was a bad showing at all, and I think he should have a lot of confidence going into map number 2, which is going to be Deep Embrace. Ranger for Rapha versus Strog on psygib.
Interesting. I just want to see if psygib continues with that aggression like he showed on Corrupted Keep. I'm not too sure if it's because of the map itself. He felt like he had to and couldn't have that calculated approach, but I don't know, we'll see. I don't think that style will hinder him in any way going into this next matchup, and you know, why should it really? You know, I do feel like he still played really well and maybe a bit, you know, you could say overextended on too many occasions, but the ball rushes every time with Rapha made sure that he got the full whack out of that ball rush and made sure he made his life a misery, and he did a lot of the time. Look at that though, in terms of damage count, 716 more damage, and look at the LG. See, so I had a better LG. I did feel like with Rapha, it was a little bit shaky at the start, and then it improved as time went on. So it was just like early on in the game for us to judge on how his tracking was, and then it just got better and better over the course of the game.
Totally agree. As we take a look again as the predictions come in, and again, I think I'm hitting the predictions too early because I just see 99% for Rapha again. Twitch, is my thing broken? We need to get DJ Weed in here a little earlier because this is just, I don't know if this is right. This is insane, but could be another Rapha story here on map number 2 as we're loading into Deep Embrace shortly. And yeah, if you're a psygib fan, make some noise, give him your energy because this could be the map that he takes. He has the mobility and the opportunity with the Strog here, but Rapha is Rapha, so it's definitely going to be a tough one.
It certainly will be indeed, as we are going to go to Deep Embrace. Our second map of the day. Rapha managed to squeeze that first map out over the last course of those few minutes, but we'll see if psygib can do anything different here. You know, we've got no kill to deal with on that heavy side, so that's going to be huge for him. And then can use that Pika to figure out any info which he needs on his opponent to move on from then onwards. But good shotgun from Rapha. He loves this shot. He likes to use it any opportunity he will get. He's actually gone past the Pika to continue on putting on the pressure. He hasn't actually got the stack advantage, but still been a massive nuisance here. Took a little bit of time, but picked up the 2 health bubbles, gets the light, looking to go for that next mega, which he does. Pretty standard stuff, but psygib is so weak.
Yeah, using that Dire Orb really well. Rapha knows that psygib is weak and he can afford to just orb up there and cut off. And psygib back away. Not today, Disco Lady barely avoiding the Tri-Bolt, grabbing some health, but still so weak. No armor to his name, and Rapha is on the hunt, smelling blood.
Certainly is indeed. Again, another frag. Oh, sorry, that was the first frag to Rapha. Excuse me. For some reason, I thought it was literally the second frag because the amount of damage that Rapha's done so far has just been ridiculous nonetheless. Continuing to do a little bit of LG towards psygib as well as that first rail. It's the way for him to go past around the other side, and what a flick there from Rapha. Beautiful stuff.
Wow, what a play. Leaving the Mega up, stealing away the Heavy. Should be able to get this frag. Can he make it back to the Mega? And this is just textbook stuff. Maybe a rail here. Just missing out on it, knowing when to concede. And Rapha's just playing so well. Really good rail to pick that Pika out of the sky there.
Yeah, you couldn't make this up, even if you tried. Just, again, just keeping him on his toes. The mobility not really helping him that much as of yet. Rapha just standing his ground once more, just hoping that it'll just come straight into him with the stack. As Rapha does have the bigger stack again, is controlling top mid. It's just hearing the whereabouts of him going from the LG staircase. Does clean them up again. Only 2 minutes have passed here, 40, and already we could see 6 frags, which it will be after a little bit of time, just delaying the inevitable. And that's it, 6 frags already. And again, you know, psygib, compared to how he played that last game, it's just mad considering the difference which has been made so far, as psygib just can't find any ideas, any room, any answers to try and figure out what he can do against such a strong stance from rapha.
I mean, I know that players don't, but at a certain point, I imagine that they just want to throw their hands in the air and say, this is unfair. psygib getting on the board with a shotgun. Well played. But yeah, just even though rapha dropped that frag, look at how fast he is to get back and just take that back. Be like, I believe you have my property.
He's literally using these orbs for movement, more for damage. Well, he's not really done any damage yet, but yeah, that was a great few rockets there from psygib to see what rapha can do now, but it's going to be sticking with the LG, and very, very nice clean play again from rapha. This is just getting worse and worse, and getting worried for psygib now. He's now running out of ideas to see how he can counter the approach which rapha's had since the start of this game. 5 HP. Will he be able to clean them up? Looks like he won't be able to unless he has a rail in his back pocket. It's just continuing to try and get away. And psygib does have map control. He is railable. He can definitely do it here. Obviously, with the predicted jump on the jump pad, will pick up the heavy. But this could be his moment here for it to, you know, change things a little bit.
Definitely an opening, an opportunity here is rapha waiting on the mega. psygib trying to find him. Almost got him out there. I think he heard him. So rapha on the low ground now, trying to make something happen a long time before heavy's up. rapha's still no rail or rocket, so he's going to try and make do with shotgun, potentially LG if the opportunity arises. A little bit of tri-bolt as well, as he does take one rail. psygib missing with the second one, unfortunately. Out comes the peeker for even more damage. Dealt with nicely there. Cool, calm, and collected is the Team Liquid player. 8-3, getting closer and closer to the halfway point. Good tri-bolt there from rapha as well.
Ooh, okay, psygib still doing a fair amount of damage, but the tri-bolt from rapha, yeah, it's just all going his way. Taking a huge amount. I think psygib was expecting him to maybe rocket jump or just to come over.
He did it!
You see that? That was ridiculous. rapha now up 9-3. What can you say about that, Fully?
I don't know. Just make a lot of noise. That was incredible. You saw that he was looking for it, and you're like, what's he up to? What does he know? And then just BAM! Hit him with it.
Oh, I think I clenched my fist and I was just hammering away at my mouse and I just going, look at that, that was ridiculous. And again, another great rail from rapha. And we're only at the halfway mark so far.
Just bonkers, man. And now the rockets as psygib tries to slide on into rapha's DMs, and he's not having any of it. Rockets again after the orb, just absolute mayhem right now. rapha is going on a tear, 13-3, and psygib at this point, it's almost like he has to keep pushing just to try and get himself out of this hole that he's dug.
It's a mighty big hole there, fat rail. Literally barely any hitbox to even take a shot at. Good rocket again just to make matters worse. That would have just been ridiculous. That definitely would have been in the highlight reel if that did manage to register. But so far, I think he's already had a few already going to be into it. Just tickling him a little bit with the shotgun underneath. And good shotgun shot. Just literally just going straight through him like a truck. 4 minutes left. It's already 14-3. We need to consider that.
It's just bonkers because these are the best players, and rapha can make it look like such a massive skill discrepancy between the two. It's like someone in the schoolyard trying to fight you, and he just puts his hand out on their forehead as you're swinging for the fences like a windmill, and it's just absurd.
Oh no! Oh, this is literally almost 3 frags a minute. He's getting hit. This is how much pressure he's putting on the spot.
He might get paid that way.
Maybe.
I don't know the inner workings of Team Liquid, but the way that he plays, it's like he gets paid per frag per hour because it's absolutely absurd. 15-5 now. psygib does string together a couple kills, does have the heavy. That's a decent rocket. Make the follow-up pretty nice too. Will the peeker be able to end it? The 50 shard for rapha. He takes the peeker to the face. Unfortunately, the reload time on the shotgun not quick enough. This is an opportunity. psygib plants him with the rail. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, it could be in rapha's bonus clause. It could be literally anything, but he literally does play like that. That analogy was perfect for how we're describing this game. As psygib still looking to pull away, comes through the murder hole, gets another beautiful rail there as he's continuing to put the pressure onto rapha. But a lot of people will say it's too little too late. And do you know what? You're absolutely right. It is a 10 frag deficit in 2 minutes 40. This is the map to do it on, but yeah, he's not going to give you any kind of leadway for that to happen. He knows that he's going to be pushing towards, but rail hasn't got a rail of his own, and good Pika play from psygib just to get a bit of style points onto that last frag. Good spawn rail, looking to go for the second, doesn't get it, just barely misses. Now he's on 7 HP, so he's the one who also needs to back away, and only got a little bit of time left. But yeah, can't really see it happening.
Just, yeah, another incredible performance from rapha. Psygib still not done fighting. Should be able to close in on this frag. Rocket around the corner, makes him think
still
twice before.
psygib on 69 HP. We're finding his time here. rapha just trying to stay alive as much as he can, and what a rail to clean things up. 4 HP. Did actually have a little bit of a glimpse of rapha there spawning on the shotgun, but sadly he did a 180 as he spawned. I don't think maybe he took so long, but didn't actually assume that he was going to still be there. He's on 42 HP. It was a great orb as well. rapha does clean that up beautifully, and only got really too much time there. There could be a 20 frag game for rapha possibly.
Just brutal. Just absolutely brutal. I don't even know what more you can say about it. Just a really, really well executed game from rapha. And I don't want to say that it's something like, it's not normal. That's what it's not normal, but rapha makes it seem normal because he's so consistent, and it's so scary, Lethal.
Yeah, it's just sickening, really, isn't it? It really is.
It's absolutely disgusting.
But we have to watch it, you know. We're forced to watch this, you know. We have literally no other choice, as now he's dropping down, taking a huge amount of damage from that last rocket. But do you know what? You know, it's disgusting, but, you know, it's a pleasure. I watch this all the time, constantly. A great Pika shot again. The only thing that Pika's been used for is for info, apart from that one time where, you know, you're trying to pick up the light. But apart from that, it's been mainly for info. He's only had that one frag with the Pika earlier on. Good LG from rapha.
Ooh.
But psygib was the one who responds with a great rail of his own. Needs to try and recover if he can. Heavy definitely going to give him some leadway as he misses that first rail. Misses the rocket as well, but rapha, I know he loves his shoddy. I know he absolutely, you know, loves it more than anything, but he's been using it a lot more compared to his usual standards, you could say. Like, I've got to keep understandable, but he's been using it a lot more in Deep Embrace recently as well.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, that one didn't land. So it looks like he will be denied the 20 bomb, but 19 to 10. Wait, spoke too soon? Okay. Clutch buzzer beater? Even psygib's like, what the hell? Yeah, a little something to say about that one. He wanted that 20. So, wow. Just a dominant performance again from rapha. It's unfair and it's disgusting. I don't know what else to say about it.
Just another day in the office, maybe. It's probably the best way to describe it so far. That's the only approach I have, you know, to describe that game. It was just annihilation, absolutely. Like, psygib put a much better performance in the first one, but I liked how he still continued the aggression, but it was just, you know, some bits of it were just unnecessary. It's just a little bit of a shame, you know. There's not really too much to dissect in that game. It's just the fact that rapha was just playing absolutely out of his skull, like he has done. And look at the eyes of rapha, and he was like almost face planting his screen. It's like, what's going on? But yeah, you know, it makes sense, like, considering what he had to deal with, trying to, maybe that was the face he made when he was trying to go for the 20 bomb. I don't know, but that all play was just brilliant. Just patient play there, and you knew it was going to get it. It was just a matter of time.
I think them Liquid boys got a little something up their sleeve, because we saw Dehang fake his own death back to the Mega. That was glorious. And then we saw that one right through the rafters onto the Heavy and the frag. Well done to rapha, 20 to 10. psygib fighting. He's fighting out there, but it's just, this beast cannot be tamed. I don't know what to say, Lethal. It's just rapha, eyes on the prize. It's week in, week out with him, but I know that in the back of his head, he's thinking, all right, let's get to playoffs. Let's talk about this potential 4th championship.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. I was going to say he's won the battle, but not the war, but actually technically he has. It's 2-0 in the series, so I'm going to completely scrap that as psygib now is, yeah, it can take a map away, but that's literally about it. And even then, that's still a big ask. Look at the damage there as well. 1,207 more damage. And just looking at the rails, he did have 50% rails, and he did hit most of them. But, you you know, like I said, it's not always about aim with Quake. You know, everyone knows that it's all about, you know, playing it really smart and having a lot of patience and, you know, continuing on that strategic aggression. There's so many elements of this game which you need to try and excel at. And, you know, some players excel at some of them, some excel at all of them, sometimes not many of them. It just depends on how you feel on the day. It's very, very hard to be consistent. And Rapha's one of the very, very few people in the world who does show that high level of consistency.
And that's what's absurd is he shows that level of consistency at the highest level, knowing damn well everyone else is getting better too. It's just absolutely nuts. It is nuts to see. It's a pleasure to watch. As you said, it's disgusting and a pleasure, and those are the two that's the best combination besides peanut butter and chocolate, Lethal. So moving on to map number 3, Vale. We got DK for Rapha. We got Keel for psygib. Is there a timeline where psygib can get it together and steal away this map? Because even though he lost the series, maps matter. Again, relegation, he was already there before. He doesn't want to be down there again. It's a terrible cesspool. He's got to dig deep for this one, I feel like.
Yeah, I want to say yes, but I don't know now. I don't think it's going to happen. Like, as much as I'd love for, you know, give some of the psygib fans, like, you know, a bit of hope, a bit of joy, maybe something could happen. Probably not. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Like, Rapha's looking so good considering what we've seen so far. And you know, we say it time and time again every single week for God knows how long. But do you know why we say it every single time? Because it, you know, it is right. It's just a pleasure to watch every single time. And, you know, saying it's disgusting to watch as well. It's like when you're forced to watch a horror film you don't want to watch, but you enjoy it somehow at the same time. It's just, you know, very, very strange. But Rapha is probably the kind of example of that.
Yeah, exactly. Watching Rapha do is like watching a Rob Zombie movie. You're like, I don't know if I should be watching this, but for some reason I enjoy it. It's kind of wrong, but whatever. I'm into it. So map number 3, I heard the bell. We're going in there shortly. Taking a quick peek at the predictions. It's pretty much more of the same, Lethal. I hate to break it to you, but it looks like 97% for Rapha. So I guess chat is lighting it up with splooshes. Maybe aviators, throw those in chat if you still believe in psygib and you want him to have your energy. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to take to be able to take down Rapha.
Yeah, the prediction point difference, 2.3 million to the 79,000. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. So
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you couldn't make that up if you tried. But yeah, 97% to 3%. And do you know what? They're probably, you know, they are bang on. You know, we can't really say otherwise. You know, I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it in any way. And, you know, and it's a bit anticlimactic, but it's just one of those things. You can't help it when someone's that damn good.
Yeah. It's just insane. But we're going to see more insanity right now. This is going to be map number 3 between Rapha and psygib. Rapha already taking the set. 2-0, but he wants that 3-0. psygib trying to battle back and put a map on the board and help himself slowly try and dig out of potential relegation.
Yeah, you're not wrong there. psygib doesn't want to be in the same boat he was in the last stage, even though he secured his spot nicely. But Rapha now just biding his time here, just waiting to see exactly where he's going to be coming from. Has given away his position with the MG. I don't think that's going to bother him too much because psygib's probably made the assumption he's in that area anyway. So good first rail, good rocket, 49 there from that last one, but rail again from psygib. How's he going to continue this approach? He does use that flame strike to back him away, but he's actually dropped down and is going to continue to try and back away using those pineapples for defensive measures, and now using that. No, oh, that rocket! Honestly, these rockets today, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal. And then I'll hop in a server and not hit anything, and I'll be like, you know what? This is unfair, as now the Thunderdome, the war rages on. A little bit of pineapple for Rapha. Actually takes a rail on the turnaround. Good shot from psygib there as he has the high ground now. Rapha making his way back to the Mega. Another great rail into the pineapple. Rapha in a bad way, trying to aggress, and psygib puts a stop to that. Wins himself a hard-earned Mega. Potentially, actually, Rapha could still make a play on it, and he wants to, but he takes a rail, and that's going to divert him down to the armor shard.
It's like everyone, like, instead of like DMing or doing Unholy Trinity or anything like that, they just played Hot Rockets the whole time. And then before they came to this matchup, like every single one of them, because what we've seen today, it's just been absolute carnage. And it's just some of the predicted projectiles we've seen from the Rockets, like from every single game, like from one game, that's like mad. But from every single one, it's just been absurd. And we can see here psygib trying to stay alive. He won't after a period of time as Rapha does gain the lead.
Big rail there. There's the rocket jump and the denial with the rail. I don't know if he would have made it regardless, but Rapha makes sure he doesn't make it. Good damage on the way out from psygib, but Rapha has a Mega and an armor shard right there. So big plays in the LG preemptive, knowing psygib wants to try and get in on this heavy. psygib with a good rail. Might get another one. He does with a shotgun. again. Reigning supreme for Rapha as he starts racking up the frags. 4-1 right now. And psygib's doing decent damage, but it's just these items that Rapha is controlling are just bailing him out, and the stack's too strong.
Yeah, indeed, just not giving him really too much room, and these predictive flame strikes are very good. So not predicted, but you can see there again with the rockets, just throwing the flame strike down beforehand, because even if he goes for the mega, great, but do you know what? You're gonna definitely take a fair amount of damage afterwards, and after all that, he didn't really need to, because the rockets were in his favor in terms of projection. It's just it's so good. Just stop, please, just stop.
It's brutal. He's hitting him with the Joey Lawrence with the whoa, and it's absolutely magnificent to watch. 7-1, and this isn't really brotherly love at all, as Rapha might try and push through this. The timing is just right, dodges the rail as well, almost takes down psygib again. And this is just, it's hard. It's hard to watch. psygib is being bullied. He only has 2 heavies and 1 mega, and it's just no signs of stopping from Rapha.
Again, always expecting that LG push on the spawn.
Oh my god!
Oh, that was just, again, Rapha, just stop it, please.
Another great rail. psygib trying to chunk with a shotgun from far away, but the mega is right on time. And Rapha just knows when to take these fights. He knows when he can commit. He knows when it's safe enough. Does eat a big old pineapple as psygib gets in on another heavy. But still, look at the score line, absolutely just out of hand for 4 minutes in.
Can we talk about the predicted spawn cycle as well? Because it seems like Rapha's done a little bit of work on this. We know, it's quite common for, if you do get a kill around a mega or the rocket area, there is a chance where you're going to spawn back off heavy or, in the rail area to then to go up to the LG and try and contest mega. Literally, it feels like that Rapha's predicting it a lot better than he used to in the past. So even though we know this is his best map, but now we're starting to realize more as to why. I think he seemed to be able to work on, in terms of the death cycle and the respawns, he's actually been able to predict a lot better compared to what he'd done in previous weeks. And it's starting to show, this prediction every single time has just been absolutely remarkable.
This is insane, and no disrespect to Rapha, but when you hear Rapha, you don't think of 90% rail. He just missed 2 and ruined it, but he was hitting 90% rail. And that's absurd. I don't care if you're going against a keel or not. That's just nuts. Down to 78 now. He's washed. Get him out of the server. It's over.
It's not even just suffocating him. It's I don't know. I feel like you could say that psygib is spawning with half his stack every time. That's what it must feel like to him every single time. Like not just once or twice, but for a good 7-8 times in. These predicted dry bolt shots, the rails, you were talking about the percentages earlier. Oh, dearie me, it's definitely not going to be psygib's day, especially on this map. But you can see that Raph has clearly done a lot of work in terms of the percentage prediction on spawn and where they're going to be. Kind of correcting the position he needs to be in order for that spawn to occur as well. And yeah, it seems to be working like a tree here, trying to go for that rail, but of course he doesn't need to. He's got plenty of ammo already in terms of the management he needs. Got everything he wants to use in his back pocket. 4 minutes left. And yeah, it could be just a 4-minute massacre here, depending on what psygib can do to respond.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just more of the same. Unfortunately for psygib, is Rapha showing that this is his best and favorite map, and the stage finals was maybe a bit of a fluke. I know that he mentioned that sometimes the game doesn't feel as great as it should, and when it does, this is kind of what happens as psygib does go through the telly, through the fire and flames, gets his 2nd frag of the map. But just absurd. Absolutely absurd play from Rapha. Domination, lethal.
Yeah, it just came out swinging, and he's going to finish it swinging, isn't he, pretty much? It was funny, I was saying, LG was a little bit shaky at the start of the very first game, but that's perfectly understandable at the start of the series. But now he's, barely missing, even though he lost that last engagement, so it doesn't really matter too much anyway. The damage has already been done. 11 frag deficit, just patiently waiting to see if he's going to pop round. Does a little bit here and there, so it's still being able to survive as Rapha's still looking to egg himself on to push for that mega, and you can see psygib has realised that needs to try and back away only on 14 HP, but how long is it going to last as he's trying to restack?
I don't know, but the important thing to remember is, as Dan would always say, there's still time, lethal. Okay, 15-3. If you're a psygib fan, you still believe. You
I
never
don't
give
know.
up. You never surrender. Oh, my dear God. But the pineapples from psygib, finally taking down Rapha yet again. And just like that, it's gone.
Did Dan say that when there was a couple of minutes left?
No, Dan actually hates that saying. That's why I like to pin it on him.
I was going to say...
He'll probably beat me up when he sees me, but that's fine.
Yeah,
It's not that difficult. I bruise like a peach. But anyways, 16-4. LG into the rail again, psygib, and you're absolutely right what you mentioned earlier. Psygib is playing a heavy champion, but the minute he spawns in, it's as if he's playing a medium or light. It's just gone. Stop it. Rail after rail. Rapha pouring it on right now, and there's still 2 minutes left.
I was going to say, because that's not a ZSX thing to say. If there's a couple of minutes left in the 10 frag deficit, he would probably hate you if you even said there's time. And when he said that, I was like,
he does very much.
I can see that that is not something he would say. And already you can see Rapha trying to get back top control, uses that flame strike. Will he be able to finish him? Oh, it's just... Again, just sprinkling a little bit of damage with that shoddy. Is going to back away, but how long for? psygib just delaying the inevitable, taking so much damage. But it could be okay here. No, he won't. Okay, ignore what I just said. He's now going to pick up the heavy. Still got plenty of time to add a couple more frags. Could hit the 20 bomb again. We'll have to see. And that rocket and the other rocket with the direct and the rail straight afterwards. Oh, dearie me.
And if there's ever any indication, Lethal, of how a map is going, the predictions have already cashed out. I'm just saying, that's a little dirty. You don't have to do psygib like that. I'm just saying. I understand that 20-4 is a steep mountain to climb, but roof.
Yeah, I can understand why it's been the channel points have been given out already. I can perfectly understand it. Mathematically impossible. 16 frags. And yeah, can try and do what he can to, you know, it's a pride thing, try and get an extra frag on the board if he can. Nice rail though, as he was trying to get away around that light area. But yeah, pretty much done it. 30 seconds, just a matter of time before we're going to finish off this series. But Rapha continued to do fantastic things once again. Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Absolutely, and I can't stress enough that psygib is an incredible player. His mechanics are off the charts, and so that makes this dismantling, great rocket there from psygib, this absolute dismantling from Rapha even more intense. And psygib, he's all laughs. I mean, all you can do is laugh at something like this, otherwise you will cry in the shower in the dark like I've been doing for the last 2 months. But I digress, Lethal. It doesn't matter. Rapha puts the stamp on it. That's 3-0, as most of the chat probably predicted. I'm still fair. That early cash out that hurt me, and I wasn't even in the server. But yeah, Rapha puts a stamp on it. Shouts to him again, just paving the way, getting closer to a potential 4th championship.
Yeah, and you were talking about psygib earlier about how much of a great player he is. You got to remember that he had a series against Anaku, which went the distance. He had a series against the Hang early on in the stage, actually, which went the distance, went to the 3 maps. So it's not like he's been playing bad at all. He's been playing pretty damn well, but against Rapha, it looks like he hasn't. It's just ridiculous. So I'm just hoping that psygib will be like, okay, yeah, it's just pretty standard. It happens every time we play against him, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Yeah, and again, just a highlight reel of frags from Rapha, playing everything from an ABC game, very solid, to hitting 90% rail, going off the wall on Vale, you know, showing why it is his best and favorite map, regardless of what you say, Lethal. How dare you? So, yeah, I mean, splooshes in the chat for the Team Liquid players. Again, another 3-0, slowly but surely tailoring that suit to be the potential quad father.
Yeah, you're not wrong at all. So just looking at the damage already, that's just absolutely mad. Nearly 2,300 damage. Now, 90% rail wasn't 90%, but 58%. It'll take it. It'll take it every single time. You know, it's not just about the hitbox. It depends on the strafe of your opponent. And, you know, he was strafing pretty damn well. And Rapha was still hitting almost every single time. It's a bit dicey at times, but psygib just didn't have anything. He had the fuel, in the tank, but didn't really have anything with it afterwards. You know, didn't have the car to drive. You saw there's so many different occasions where, you know, trying to bring it back wasn't going to happen. Good first map, second and third didn't follow through. But yeah, it's just what it is. You know, it's just pretty standard for psygib. He knows it happens almost every single time. Just depends how much progress he made against Rapha. But that's pretty much said and done. You know, that's the 4th series of the day, and still we've got 3 more to go, and there are some absolute belters to come.
Yeah, we got a lot more Quake action on the way, so don't go anywhere. Why don't you towel off after that absolute thrashing? But come back here. Let's say 5 or 6 minutes. We want to see it. We still got a lot more Quake, so we'll see you soon.